Alrighty, folks. Jamie Dimon is warning, batten down the hatches, buckle up. It's going to get wild out there in the economy. So I thought, why not ask the CEO of Hemlane, what does that mean? What advice she has for her friends and family, maybe employees, about buckling up and getting ready for maybe an economic hurricane. Dana, I don't know about you, but Jamie Dimon's got some scary thoughts coming.
Yeah, a couple of points I would bring up. One is savings. And there's two reasons for that. One, interest rates are super high. So
Yeah.
you can start earning, 4% plus on a relatively secure, safely, just based off of the cash you have. So have cash for a rainy day, but also cash to be opportunistic. It's a quote, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. I believe there's going to be a lot of opportunities as the economy changes, recession, et cetera. There will be an opportunity for you to dive in and find great deals, but you don't actually know what's going to happen. And so you do have to make sure you have the money to use it how you need to.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, cash is optionality, right? It is something that you could use um, at your discretion. So I totally agree having that available.
Exactly. And then the other thing that I would say with it is it's never a better time than now. I mean, yesterday was a better time 5 years ago to start planning and looking how you control your financial independence and success. Because if you're in a job right now, a 9 to 5, and it's not your company, you could even be the CFO of the company and have no idea that tomorrow you could be gone.
Yeah.
And so really start thinking about that plan where how are you going to be able to control how much you make every single month? How are you going to set yourself up so that you're not in a position where you're let go and then you're trying to find another job, but every company's on a hiring freeze and you can't find another job. And so there's certain situations like that, that the best time to start would have been, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The next best time to start is today. And
Yeah.
so really making sure that you start thinking about that yourself, and everyone's situation is going to be different. If you have a significant other or not, all of this stuff calculates into the equation, but you want to set yourself up where you do have that financial independence.
Yeah. The big thing I would want to tell people, and it may come across as crass, but I actually mean it as a good thing. I hope you live through 5, 6, 7 recessions because I think recessions are part of the business cycle. They come around, every 8 to 12 years. And if you live through 6 of them, you lived a full life.
Yeah.
So if this is your first one, and for a lot of, millennials, this will be their first real one as adults. They may have experienced the Great Recession as kids, but now they're adults. And it's always scary. But when you understand that they're normal, average is sub 2 years. The upside is average a decade. You could put things in context. We won't always be in a recession. We won't always be in a bear market. And you're absolutely right. The the people that I know that are multimillionaires today, most of them made their meaningful moves in a recession because
Yeah.
they were prepared and they had optionality. So I would tell you to not be afraid. They're normal and realize that it's a great time to make some moves because a lot of people will sell things to raise cash. There's a lot of competition that will disappear. There's a lot of pretenders that will disappear. Shoot, talk about technology, software, something you know really, really well. There will be less SaaS software companies in 2 years. What does that mean? Well, maybe it's an opportunity to acquire technology or talent. Maybe it's an opportunity to do this. Maybe it's an opportunity to do that, right? Even for companies, having that optionality of cash in the bank is important. So, again, recessions are an amazing opportunity to make moves
Yeah.
if you're ready.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other thing I would say for those who are working in a job and a 9 to 5 is not only do you need to understand your personal finances, you need to understand the finances of those that impact you.
Yeah.
I am shocked by how many times people come into interviews at Hemling and don't ask me, what's your runway?
Yeah.
What's your burn? How much do you burn? Will you become cash flow positive? All the numbers and questions and financials that I look at every single day to make sure we're running a very healthy business and managing our cash, they don't ask that. And
Yeah.
what is shocking, and to your point, Michael, because I've had a couple of deals already come across my desk for, competitors that are going to
Sure.
be going out of business. What is really interesting about that is when you look at the financials, how they got into that situation. It is shocking. I didn't realize it until I was in the startup world, in part because I was what I call I'm a recovering financial analyst. I used to be in finance.
Right.
What is shocking to me is how many people are not, and founders are not looking at their finances every day. Like I talk to customers every single day, and I make a point to make sure I'm talking to customers every day, and not the ones I know, it's the ones I don't know.
Right.
But I also look at the financials, and it is shocking to me how many founders cannot read an income statement,
Oh,
look at that and plan accordingly. And so if you're at a company, you want to make sure that the financials are really, really run efficiently and effectively.
no, I couldn't agree more. Yeah. If you don't know the burn rate, runway, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be there'll be unicorns, right? Unicorns being billion-dollar software or billion-dollar valuations that are gone in 12 months or less. It's going to be wild to watch this environment because again, if you can't read an income statement, don't know where your burn rate is, you're going to get caught by surprise, and it's not going to be fun.
Yeah. And those are the types of questions to start looking at. Like if you have not gone to one of your earnings calls and you work for a public company, you should go into that earnings call and you should write down every number.
Yeah,
And you should check what Wall Street is doing to your stock, because what they're doing is going to impact internal decisions.
for sure.
And so really, really make sure from that perspective, you know what's going on, because it could be that your job gets slashed and there has nothing to do with you. It was they had to make decisions and get rid of an entire department.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. One of the hardest days of my life was sitting around a big old conference room table, wondering how I was going to cut 12 more people.
Yeah.
Uh, Not fun, not fun. But at the end of the day, folks, again, remember recessions are a normal part of the cycle. You can do things to protect yourself. Please ask questions, to Dana's point. Dana, any closing thoughts, and where can people find your amazing trial?
Closing thoughts would just be that it's Thursday. This weekend, go through your financials, go through them, see how you're going to save more, cut the things that you don't need to do. You don't need a trip to Target or anything. Cut everything and start thinking about your savings in your future. Hemline, we do property management. You can go to www.hemlane.com and just mention one rental at a time, because you do get 20% off your first year.
And folks, if you're just getting interested in real estate investing, I recommend doing the trial, practice being a landlord, advertising, repair requests, collecting rent. Why not? It's part of the game. So use the trial, get better. Dana, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.